Hey guys, it's time for another Minute Monday. That was cheesy. So today I am going to be reviewing How I Live Now by Meg Rosoff, and my friend lent me this book from my theatre group and she told me that she loved this book, so she gave it to me to read, and I have just finished it about 2 weeks ago and I'm here to review it. I'm actually going to try and do this review in under a minute, so I will set the clock. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I gave this book on Goodreads a 2 stars out of 5. I did not really enjoy this book. It was a lot about Daisy talking about her anorexia and how she doesn't like to eat, and then she goes on to be like, oh wait, I do like to eat now because we don't have a lot of food. I cannot tell you a lie, I didn't enjoy this book, but I would recommend it for anybody who's looking for a quick read. As you can tell, it's quite short. It's 210 pages, which is barely a novel to me. I hope that you might like this book better, or if you did, tell me in the comments below what you thought of it. I can tell you now, it was not one of my favourites, but Meg Rosoff, I'm sure, is an amazing writer. It's just this book didn't really show it enough. The film had more detail to it than this, and in fact, in the film, I don't think it was her cousin who picked her up at the airport, or she fell in love with. They're my English notes, sorry. Who she fell in love with, I think it was her, like a guy who worked on their cousin's farm, so it was quite different in that way. I didn't like this book. Okay, so the main character, whose name is Elizabeth, likes to be called Daisy, and she goes to England because her dad and her stepmom sent her away, and her stepmom's having a baby, and Daisy repels this baby. She doesn't want anything to do with it, so she goes to England to live with her cousins who live in the countryside. And this book was nothing like the movie. I'd probably say the movie was better, and that's unusual for me. And Daisy goes off to England. A war breaks out between two countries, or between quite a few countries, and it's like World War III type thing. Her cousins aren't very kind of wealthy, so they live on a farm, and their mother doesn't really care for them much. But yeah, Daisy finds her cousin Edmund attractive, and she's like, oh, this is unusual, so yeah, there's quite a bit of incest going on there. They kiss, so and so. A few men come and knock on their door, and they're like, you have no parents, come on, we'll take yous. They get split up, so it's Daisy and her little cousin, I forget her name, Piper. Daisy and her cousin Piper get taken separately away from Edmund and Isaac, and they get separated. So Piper and Daisy need to try and find their way back to the farmhouse because they don't want to be with the other people. They don't want anything to do with anybody else. They just want to be together with Edmund and Isaac. They get back to the house. Edmund and Isaac aren't there, and Daisy heads back to America. Then she goes back, and Edmund, she goes back to England a few years later. Edmund won't talk to her because he thinks he left her, and they kind of have to rejoice their relationship. I'd recommend it to people probably aged 14 and over. I don't think this is a book for the younger generation. It's a good book, it's just not my type of book, if that makes sense. So I hope that you might like this book better. I'm not too sure myself, but tell me in the comments below what you thought of this book if you have read it, and maybe you think like me, or maybe you did like it. It's your opinion. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe in the box down below, and please give this video a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry about that review, that was absolutely terrible. Hopefully they will get better. I'll see you all with a new video next week. Bye!